Keep it simple, well, you know the rest. But did you know that Jesus said we should keep our answers simple too? Jesus said yes or no is enough. Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from Matthew 5, verses 33 through 37, and we'll be reading from the New Living Translation this morning. You have also heard that our ancestors were told, you must not break your vows. You must carry out the vows you make to the Lord. But I say, do not make any vows. Do not say by heaven, because heaven is God's throne. And do not say by the earth, because the earth is his footstool. And do not say by Jerusalem, for Jerusalem is the city of the great king. Do not even say by my head, for you can't turn one hair white or black. Just say a simple, yes, I will, or no, I won't. Anything beyond this is from the evil one. Jesus said, just let your yes be yes and your no be no. Yes or no is enough. Jesus was referring to some traditions of this time and some vows that people would make. And the point of many of the things that Jesus taught, the point was not to do away with the rules, but to fill them up, to complete them. In Matthew 5:17, he said, don't think that I've come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish these things, but to fill them up, to give them a higher meaning. And what that higher meaning is like when he talked about murder. He said the higher meaning of don't murder is don't even hate. The higher meaning of don't commit adultery is don't even lust. It is a heart issue. And we sometimes use the phrase, the devil is in the details. And if we look at the story in Genesis 3, where Adam and Eve were tempted by the serpent, they got confused by the details. In fact, the serpent asked, did God really say? And then Eve's response, she amplified what God had said, because God had commanded, don't eat from this particular tree. But she said, God said don't eat of it. In fact, he said don't even touch it, when God had never really said that, or we don't have record of that. But that's what happens when we go beyond what was written, when we amplify things. And Jesus said, just let your yes be yes and let your no be no, because what's more than that is like fertile soil for evil. Proverbs 17 talks about this in verse 27 and 28. It says, a truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even-tempered. Even fools are thought wise when they keep silent. With their mouths shut, they seem intelligent. Now, this is not typical for our world because nobody seems to keep their mouth shut anymore. We know everybody's opinion about everything. But this kind of wisdom is literally out of this world. Today, we're so eager to share everything we think, to make sure everyone knows our opinion. But what is the heart issue? Well, in our society today, people have a real problem with making a commitment. But not making a commitment to others so you won't break them is still a commitment. So it's just a commitment to selfishness. And you can't follow Jesus in selfishness at the same time. We're all committed to something. Paul talks about this in 1 Corinthians 10, 33 through the first verse of chapter 11. He says, I too try to please everyone in everything I do. I don't just do what is best for me. I do what is best for others so that they may be saved. And you should imitate me just as I imitate Christ. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, James says, let every person be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. Our concern for someone else doesn't mean that we have to prove our point to everyone else. We need to let our words and our commitments be simple. Just a little side note here as we wrap up. Talking too much is also gossip's root, more than yes or no. And sometimes we need to ask ourselves, are we talking about people or talking to them? Jesus said, yes or no is enough. Sometimes it's just about keeping it simple. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really does mean a lot to me. If you like it, if you share it, if you comment, I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember to follow Jesus today, love first, and keep it simple.